What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. You already know you tuned in to the official podcast hosted by your boy C. Blair, aka Big Blair 365. Yo, check this out. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at C. Blair the God. And yo, I need you to do me a favor. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way, you can receive more up-to-date information like this and more content like this on a daily basis. Every subscription is greatly appreciated, and I just wanted to let you know that we greatly appreciate you guys, and thank you very much for that. Visit the website, InsideTheGrind365.com. Shop the official brand today, because you already know we make products for all. Shop the official brand. And with that being said, man, you already know what it's time to do. It's time to grind 365.
Mason hands off. Blair picking his way left side. Thompson outside. Steps through. Double team. Touchdown! Corey Blair! South Dakota State. And a new back, Corey Blair Jr. in the pistol. He'll take the handoff. Runs through a tackle 35. Bounces off another across the 40. Corey Blair Jr. to his own 44-yard line. 12 yards and a first Dakota first down. That's Corey Blair. Corey Blair had to double check. I thought it was 29, and that's a first career carry for Corey Blair. South Dakota State freshman from Kernersville, North Carolina. Well, that's stepping in to make an impact on your first carry as a Jackrabbit. New energy, Corey Blair.
I didn't even realize, and I got to bring myself to the stage. So, what's going on, man? What's up, everybody? I'm in the building with you guys again, man, ready to discuss some of this tricky transfer portal stuff going on out here, man. What y'all got going on out there, bro? I mean, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to do better. So we're going to get into that right now. So, let's talk about it then. All right. The 2026... Yeah, I said it right. All right, the 2026 NCAA Transfer Portal Mid-Season Report. As you can see, I composited this data as of January 16, 2026. So we're just going to get into it real quick. This is the mid-season report. Obviously, it's the middle of the football season, not even the beginning, but however you want to look at it. All right, so key note on this front page that I want you guys to pay attention to is it says the portal window closes today. See that now? All right. Now, with that being said, what that means is you can still get to a school. You just can't enter the portal. That's all that means. So everybody, I had a couple of parents ask me, what does this mean? This, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. Not to brush you off or nothing, but it's something simple. It's not even that difficult. Literally means that if you're a kid in college right now on the active roster, if you didn't enter the portal by that date, then you cannot enter the portal anymore. So if you're in the portal and it's after that date, then you can still get picked up by a team. It just gives some rules of whatever for them to open up to go and talk to high school players now. So they're not focused on pretty much the transfer portal kids, even though they still, but still, they kind of trying to focus on some of the high school seniors that they can bring in. Okay, so with that being said, that's how that works. So let's get into the first or the second slide. All right, key statistics overview. Now, for this segment only, I put together the numbers for the FBS. All right, so this ain't including none of the FCS numbers, but I do have a screenshot actually on my phone. I'll pull it up later. I'll see if I can find the tweet. But it describes in detail how many numbers for overall through like FBS, FCS, Division 2, and Division 3. And the numbers are staggering, and it's crazy. So we'll see if we can get into that a little bit later. But all right, total entered number of players in this season, 4,700 plus. All right, that is a lot of kids, man. I mean, that's a lot of kids that's looking for a new place to play or as we have talked about last time, and you've been seeing on Instagram now, a lot of people been, I guess they don't care now. They coming out saying the truth about this, but I ain't saying it's because of me. I'm just saying a lot of people are talking about it. Kids are being put into the portal, meaning the coaches are telling them, hey, you got to go somewhere else, whatever. Some people had a big issue with that, saying stuff like, yo, that's messed up. How the coach going, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, that's a part of the job. That's just how it is. If the kid ain't performing, I'm pretty sure they know before it even happens. So let's not get into all that right now. But at the end of the day, like I told y'all, I got a kid that's in college. So this ain't me talking like I got a dog in the fight. And I tell him, if you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing, trust me, they gonna find somebody that will. And if they find somebody to replace you, you're out the door. So can't sugarcoat this shit, man. You feel me? Don't lie to these kids. You better tell them the truth. So make them work. Make them grind for it. Work for it. All right. So real quick, man. I always say real quick, but it's never quick. Anyway, 4,700 plus kids entered the portal with a single window system. And that lasted from January the 2nd to January the 16th, 2026. Now, I mentioned that single window system because at the bottom, you can see the new single window system has compressed decision making with 53% of the FBS players already committed by the midpoint of the portal window. Okay, so that's just basically to break it down for people that may not understand what they're saying is this. Last year, they had two different windows. You had a window in December, and then you had a window in April. So it's kind of like a wintertime transfer and a springtime, which I went over this a little bit in the last video, but I'll just say it real quick. What's happening is schools were signing kids, and then they get there, and then they like, oh, well, I don't really want to be here. And then they leave in the spring. Well, you've been there for a whole semester with this school, learning this system, learning the scheme, using their facilities and all this stuff. And then you just up and leave in the summer, which you got like a whole summertime that you can work out with a whole nother school. Kind of, see how that can be a conflict of interest. Yeah, so that ain't really a good thing. So they changed that, gave it one single window, meaning now you sign, you there. If you don't like it, whatever, you there. Quit, drop out, whatever, that's on you. But if you sign, you there until the spring next year when this contract can be renewed. All right. So it says, like it just mentioned at the bottom, 53% of the FBS players committed. 53%. Now, somebody might say, well, I mean, that's over half, man. Come on, bro. That's stupid. Don't say shit like that and actually mean it and actually be like, yo, it's over half. No, bro, that's crazy. That's look at this like this. That's a failing grade. You feel me? The transfer portal is failing. That's a failing grade. Where can you take a 53 to a teacher and say, or your professor for that matter in college, and you got a 53 and say, hey, let's try to check this out. You see that? Yeah, just like that. 53. Man, shut up. Folk gonna be like, boy, you stupid mother. Listen, dog, that's what I'm telling you. So that's not a good thing. 53%, 1,626 out of 3,053 FBS players. Now, again, we just talking about FBS this time. As of January the 15th, man, only 53% of the kids that committed. So that leaves, you do the math and you can look at the screen. 47%, 1,427 kids. They even mentioned this on ESPN the other day. So that just let you know, these ain't no number that just, just popped up out of nowhere. This is the actual facts. See what I'm saying? And this is the reason why. Everybody jumped in who they can get. Now, before we go to the next slide, I'm explain something, how that transitions over. And it's the reason why I'm here, to not just read numbers off to you, but to give you some insight on what this shit means. All right. So let's just put it like this here. You a kid, and you one of those 1,427 kids that don't have a home to go to right now, right? All right. 9 times out of 10 at the school where you came from, you was probably getting some type of NIL or whatever stipend, this, that, and the other. Something to help secure you to be there financially. All right. That's a lot of kids ain't getting that check no more. That's a lot of families going to be disrupted because we know, and like I know, bro, we not sitting here acting like some of y'all parents ain't living or planning and budgeting off of your kids' financial gains from playing this sport or getting NIL money. Bro, the parents out here lying and forcing their kids to do things that they don't have no clue in what's going on because they think they have their best interest in mind. And so it's like you jump from here, you jump to there, you jump to here, you transferring 2-3 times or whatever, and nothing is coming about from it. Then you're finding out that, once it's done, it's done. And it's just a lot to go into this. So what I'm saying is, you a kid and you was playing. Think of it, bro. Like, it's gonna be hard to keep playing if you don't get picked up now. You got to sit out a whole semester. If that's the case, whole spring semester gone. Who in the hell finna come pick you up in the summer? They ain't pick you up in the spring. Think about that. Let's make it make sense. Who gonna come get you in the fall when they ain't come get you in the summer, or they ain't come get you in the spring? You see how that work? It don't. So all of those kids still uncommitted. Man, listen here. If you could have stayed where you was at, you would have stayed. Let's keep that a buck. If you could have stayed, you would have stayed. That's the reason why you gotta perform. You gotta perform. You gotta perform so much to the point where if you do leave, somebody gonna pick you up. Somebody will take a chance on you. That's a whole lot of people that's not in school right now. School done started at South Dakota State. I don't know what's up with y'all other schools or whatever. I can't speak on that. But my son back in class right now. Not today, but school has started. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know if you still at home right now, how you get to a school and start class. I don't know. That's something that I have to look into and just figure all that out, man. But that's crazy right there. So pay attention to that. All right. The FBS player status breakdown. All right. So basically they're telling you 3,053 total entries, 1,626 committed, 1,427 non-committed. All right. 69 players committed on Tuesday alone, showing accelerated activity as the deadline approaches. That means you see that single window thing again, parents, you better know if you get into the portal, you better have your kid get into the portal like November, something like that, because you don't lie. The kid shouldn't lie. You can see it. He ain't playing. He ain't doing nothing, whatever. Okay, cool. Get into the portal early. Get ahead of the game. Talk to your coach. Coach, hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? I see things ain't really panning out the way we wanted it or expected it or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, listen, I'm pretty positive y'all moving on. Or however you want to explain it to them. I can't tell you what to say. But at the end of the day, you need to go in there and you talk to the coach to find out what their plans are. Talk to your position coach. You can see if you fifth string, you're not finna play. It just is what it is. So if that's the case, don't be a person that's waiting to the end because you feel like just because you got here, you automatically gonna get there. That don't happen. Look at 1,427 people that was here and now ain't no there. So get in early. 69 players committed on Tuesday alone, showing the I repeat that just because I'm letting you know the sense of urgency that's taking place. 69 players off the rip right before it closed. They like, oh, let me hurry up and get this done. You better get somewhere. You studied long, you studied wrong. All right, so the new single window system, we talked about this earlier. The 2026 window changes. Previous system, 2 windows, December, April. The new system, you only got 1 window, January 2nd through the 16th. All right, so see what that do? Impact, compressed timeline, accelerated decisions. You know what that means. I ain't got to explain that to you. Default looking, they like, oh, shit, boy, I better hurry up and make a move. See what I'm saying? All right, so break down the window timeline for you. January 2nd, the portal opens. First day players can enter. All right. January 16th, portal closes. Final day to enter. Pay attention to that because I got that question a lot. What does this mean? Well, that's what it means. It don't mean what some people was thinking, like, oh, well, if I don't get picked up by the time the portal closed, I ain't gonna be able to go to school. So nah, that ain't true. That's not true. Make it a little more difficult because you're not in the portal. But if you are in the portal and you ain't got picked up, then hey, it do make it a little difficult to get picked up after that. I ain't gonna bullshit you. All right. Ongoing commits. Players can commit anytime. And that's pretty much what I just explained to you. Keynote at the bottom, you can see Indiana and Miami players get an extended window through January the 20th to the 24th. And the reason why is because of the national championship game. So they are awarded an extra lot of time. So you may see some kids that's in the portal that's a top player, highly rated player. You know that somebody gonna pick them up. They literally could be negotiating between trying to wait and see this school, that school, or you see what I'm saying? But that's not the case for everybody. You can look on 247sports.com or whatever and see the portal and see the rankings on 3, or excuse me, anybody like that. You can see the rankings and they'll show you like, this is the top player. You know they're going to get picked up. All right. So with that being said, we can talk about it. All right. As of a few days ago, the notable commits and available players. All right. Brandon Sorsby, quarterback, Cincinnati, went to Texas Tech. Cam Coleman, Auburn, went to Texas. Deuce Knight, Auburn to Ole Miss. And Hussein Longstreet from USC to LSU. Okay, so we see all of these players, great numbers, great productivity, highly rated, highly recruited, highly sought after. Those are the people that don't have no issues of navigating the portal because they know if I get in here, somebody coming to get me. So I'm talking to the parents that have uncertainty. That's the people who we want to talk about. Even these people on the other side, still available. They're top recruits, though, so they're going to get picked up. Where they going to go? Who knows? They'll make that decision, but they need to hurry up because they need to get in class. All right, so Jordan Seaton, y'all, everybody been talking about him from Colorado. Prince Well, I ain't even try to mess his name up. Damian Wilson II, edge, and both of those are edges. My nephew just transferred from Notre Dame and went to Missouri, so not playing edge, but still. Yeah, but he could go to the NFL. Don't know if he is or not, but he's probably gonna come back. And Darren Mensah, the quarterback from Duke. So everybody kind of been keeping up with that story a little bit, I'm assuming, but we won't get into all that. We'll say that for another time. But he did find somewhere to go. So yeah. Moving forward, the trends and implications. See, this is what's happening. So I want to break this. I broke this down for you guys so you can get ahead of the game and kind of see, like, yo, what do I need to do? Or if I know somebody that's in this situation, can I tell them and help them throughout the process? You know what I'm saying? So one of the market trends, accelerated timeline. We talked about that earlier. 53% committed on day 13, showing that these kids are getting in and getting out the portal immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not trying to be in here long, you study wrong. Trying to get it in and get gone. All right, you got high activity. 69 commits in one day demonstrates intense recruitment pace. That's a lot of kids taking off the board. That means these coaches already knew who they wanted. They just going after it like, okay, boom, boom. Is he here? Is he there? And another thing, let me tell y'all something. At this stage of the recruiting process, if you in the transfer portal and a coach invites you to their facility to come down or whatever and all that, trust me, dog, they're not doing this like when you was in high school. They expect you to take a few visits in high school and come up with a decision. Man, no. They ain't trying to pay for you to come down there to visit and say no. So if you go visit the school, I'm just saying, bro, I would literally try to. Hey, I was that in my ear. Oh yeah, I would literally try to just basically go visit the school that I know I'm assigned to. Because I'm gonna tell you straight up, these coaches know how to recruit, man. You'll get down there with a school that you feel like is second or third on your list, but you want to go check it out. And you get there and you'll leave signing some paperwork. You know why? Because they gonna go at you. They're gonna try to get you to stay and commit right there. They damn near want you to move in right then and there. That's their job. They ain't trying to hear no, oh, coach, I'm gonna think about it. We'll get back to you. No, they want to know. You know what I'm saying? If you listen, make your decisions wisely so that you can get into the portal and get out of there quickly. That's the key to that. Quickly. You want to get in and get out. All right. Quality over quantity. Top players committing early, leaving fewer elite options available. Just explain that. If you're a top player and you get in there quicker than somebody that ain't got nothing going on, those positions going, those slides going. And another thing is, now I forgot to put into this, but this is what's happening. People don't know too. It's more people entering the portal than there's actually scholarships available. So how the hell you gonna go somewhere and play and they ain't got nowhere for you to stay? It ain't enough money. So if you was in the situation, that's cutting that. You see how this business, man. If you ain't producing and you ain't producing no money or nothing to the school, nothing about you is bringing nothing valuable to the school, you are costing them. And they gonna get rid of, they gonna cut their expenses. Trust me. That's how it go. That's business. All right. So yeah, the program impact, roster volatility. Some programs saying 60 plus roster moves in a single window. Explain that. Yo, it's hard to come into a new season with the same game plan, the same structure of who you are, but you got to keep teaching different people every single year. That's like Little League football damn near. And we're going to get to what's going to happen with that in a minute. Coaching changes, new coaches forced to rebuild entire rosters quickly. Gotta be quick on your feet, or you'll fall behind. You know what I'm saying? You get lost in the sauce. You feel me? Strategic planning. Programs must have portal boards set months in advance, saying like, yo, we need to get ahead of this. Like I keep saying, get ahead of the game. Plan for what's going to happen. Let's plan for losing 60 people. Let's plan for this, that, and the other. How are we going to, what's the quickest way for us to implement our strategies and our way of doing things to 60 new people that come in here through the portal? How can we convince them that once you get here, this is where you want to stay at? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Brookings don't have that problem. You know, we got a few that left, whatever, but you know, for the most of all, you know what I'm saying? Them folk, they solid, you know what I'm saying? They ain't nobody going nowhere, you did? So that was up. Shout out to the Jackrabbits. But yeah, man. But then strategic planning. Oh, yeah, I just said that. All right. So the future outlook, my bad. All right, the portal normalization. Single window becomes the new standard for college football. They're never going back to a dual window. If they do, it's just going to be because these kids are whining and complaining and just soft. Let's just keep it like that. Stay where you at. If you can't cut it where you at, what make you think you're going to be able to cut it where you going? If they practicing hard and you ain't practicing hard enough, where you want to go? Somewhere soft? Somewhere that's going to pamper you? Somewhere that's going to give you a pillow to lay on? Guarantee that school ain't shit if they treating you that way. All right, NIL influence. Financial packages increasingly determining player movement. You know how I go, man. These kids are getting holed out now. Bruh, that's why I'm going to keep it real with you. You know, some of these folk out here hoeing these kids out. Go where the biggest bag at. Call it what you want, bro, but it is what it is. You see what I'm saying? Because we see who move like that in life, and they got a word for them. And that's what you're doing to your kids. You know what I'm saying? So stay down and fight, man. If you're getting a little bit of bread, this, that, and the other, and them folk want you to be there, stay down and fight for it. Worst case scenario, you don't beat this person out. You still getting a check. But when you start trying to demand how much money you want and you ain't put up no kind of effort or no kind of fight, man, them folk gonna be like, man, you don't get the, soft. Competitive balance. Potential for super teams. That's why I said that little league shit gonna come back in place. All you goofies that sat out there and I'm speaking directly to you coaches in Atlanta. And y'all know which ones I'm talking about. So let's just keep it real right here. All you goofy little fuckers who sat out there and were lying to these kids and iron sharpens iron. Yeah, that's true if it's actually iron. But there wasn't no iron. That was a bunch of damn rubber rubbing up against each other. Man, listen, dog. Y'all lied to these kids and made them believe that creating super teams was going to propel them to levels of life that they never will see. Now, some kids, they ain't because of the team they joined in Little League. It's because of their talent, and they got some parents around them to help them get and navigate through the process to get to where they was going. But them super team man, why you should get me cussing on him? But no, you super team goofies, you see how it played out, didn't you? All of them kids that y'all put on them teams is basically non-productive in college right now for years. Now, we ain't going to talk about names because that's for another subject. I'll tell you that to your face. I ain't got to say that on the internet or nothing. But like I say, y'all know who it is. You feel me? And I'm speaking specifically from situations I know directly about. Y'all went out there chasing the money, claimed to be so top this, top that, best this, best that, and ain't done nothing. Joined them super teams in Little League, and it ain't pan out to nothing because the kids weren't prepared for the next level. So what's going to happen in college if they take the same formula of trying to create a super team, just paying you the best, 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 you the best. We're gonna pay y'all here. Y'all come to one school. It ain't gonna be no competition. It'd be nobody competing against nobody. It'd be a lopsided seasons. Nobody will watch the sport anymore. All the rivalries of college football will disappear because people will make super teams and you'll go right back to the same shit that y'all been complaining about, saying, oh, it's only these teams that's always into this, that, and the other. Well, the college football playoffs ain't had an SEC team in it for quite some time right now. So I believe the structure of it could be tweaked a little bit. But for the most part, look at the teams that's playing in the championship. Neither of them are SEC teams. But you guys modeled what you thought was right after trying to just make a Alabama in youth football, make a Georgia in youth football. It ain't gonna happen, man. And now you see the results of some of y'all kids out there still in the portal and ain't gonna get picked up. Let's keep it real. You know it too. You know it. Not gonna get picked up. Simple as that. Probably done playing. Unless you go to D3, transfer down. If you transfer down, then you maybe transfer back up. Some people. Everybody's case ain't the same. But you look at a lot of them people that came from that era, bro, they ain't productive at all at the college level. I know one kid that's being productive, though. He had his little bumps and bruises, but he ain't in a situation some of you goofy motherfuckers, man. Okay. Let me gotta keep it professional. So anyway, y'all get the point though, man. But creating super teams would be bad for the college football, bro. It's nobody gonna want to watch the football games no more. It won't be no kind of rivalries. And that's what happens when you hold these kids out going to look for a bag instead of teaching them to develop. And then what happens at the next level is the NFL is trash because now you taking all these kids that allegedly supposed to be from super teams and putting them in the league, and now they're going to go to certain teams, and it'll just get back. So, all right, finish this on up, man. Key takeaways from the 2026 Transfer Portal Summary brought to you by me. You did? All right. Summary statistics: 4,700 entered, 53% committed. Not good. Failing grade. Let's work to do something that by the time the transfer portal window closes, we want to see a success rate of at least 80 to 85% success rate, commitment rate. That's what I'm trying to help do. I want to be able to find a niche somewhere in this to be able to say, you know what, man, if I can help get this kid quicker to this school in some kind of way. I'm only one person, so I know people, but I don't know everybody. But I do have enough. Maybe y'all don't know me like that, but people that know me know. Oh no, he know how to work the room, and that's what I do. All right, 47% still available. It's not good. All right, 15 days window duration, 1 period. Critical insights: rapid commitment pace. Single window success, market reality, future standard. We talked about all those things earlier, but just to kind of just go over it real quick, half of the FBS players committed by day 13, showing an unprecedented speed. They trying to get in, and the coaches know who win. They know what they want. They getting them, and they getting gone. Meaning, if you ain't getting gone within that first couple of weeks, right when it opened, bro, it's gonna be hard for you to get a chance. Single window success, the new system streamlines process, but creates intense time pressure. Fine. You know, that's how it is. You want to make a decision and people are putting money on the line to do it, you better be sure in what you're doing. And when you're sure what you're doing, you're sure about your money. You're sure how your money turning. You're sure how it's flipping. You're sure how it's stacking, working for itself. See, that's when you can make decisions like pow, 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 pow. You see what I'm saying? You ain't tripping. Because you know the money gonna add up. It's gonna make it make right. But not only that, in this case, that's business talk. But in this case, with college players, if you make that quick decision, you know and you understand the urgency of saying, hey, I need to get in quick so I can get back to work and get acclimated and get myself going. Simple as that. All right. The market reality: 1,427 FBS players still seeking opportunities as window closes. Not a good deal. You know, that can create debt amongst these kids. Some of these kids is making a couple $100,000 a year or whatever last year. Think of the things that they purchased. Think of the things that they bought. Think of the things they, started relying on, having this money to depend on to survive, and it ain't there no more. They're not finna go out here at Amazon and start making $200,000. Another thing, them transfer credits. Some of them don't transfer. And then if you're out of school, it's kind of it's a whole nother situation. Okay, so future standard, January only window, likely to become permanent model for collegiate football, for college football. And I don't blame them. You know, if you open up this portal and you give these kids all these options and decisions, you basically saying, well, do you want to go to sleep tonight? Or no, take your motherfucking ass to bed. Get off that damn phone, put that shit up, and get your ass in the bed and go to sleep. I ain't asking you, I'm telling you. See the difference? I mean, nah, it need to stay permanent. Why? Because if you keep giving all these options, they're going to be sitting there looking at you like, I'll tell you what I want to do. I'll tell you ain't gonna tell me shit. You don't do what I tell you to do. Simple as that. And you don't like it, figure it out yourself. So that's basically what the portals are saying with that single window. Listen, you better get in and do what you got to do, or hey, you're gonna be lost in the sauce, man. So hope that information was able to help you guys out here, man. Like I said, if you got any questions, comments, concerns, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? You could come to the website, InsideTheGrind365.com. Obviously, you can go in there and shop for the official brand items. Yeah, man. So, and you can sit there, you can email me. We can conversate about a topic that you maybe want to talk about. And you can donate to the brand what we're trying to launch, the BLAIRBOYZ Sports Management. So yeah, man. But overall, man, I appreciate you guys tuning in to the show today. You wrap it and sped up, but it's cool though, because at the end of the day, anything I wanted to do was just give y'all guys an update on what was going on. So it's a lot that's happening. Everybody knows that, but that's what we're here for. BLAIRBOYZ Sports Management is here to help make people's lives better. So let's take your kid from under recruited to committed. That's the goal with BLAIRBOYZ Sports Management, because we want to keep up with the kids so that we can make sure that they're still doing the right thing while, after they get to college, so that we don't have to revisit this transfer portal stuff. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. But I got the hiccups. Holler if you hear me. Anyway, yeah, so but that's the thing, man. We just want to help out. We just want to do our part in helping any player. You know what I'm saying? 1 player, 100 players. Anybody that's in the transfer portal already, anybody that's trying to navigate through the portal, anybody that asks questions, you can get this information from a lot of people. Maybe I'm just somebody that you know directly, and I'm letting you know that I'm a person that you can come to and get this information from. And I'm gonna give you the real straight up as much as I can. So my idea behind this real quick is to make sure that I can help seniors that are at risk of not getting committed to a school. Okay, that's the meat and potatoes of it, but it will branch off into helping. And so just to give you a little bit of background about the company, what we want to do is develop seminars to teach the parents, the players, how to navigate, get recruited, certain things you do, certain things you don't do, how to talk to the coaches, how to self-brand yourself, market yourself, public speaking. All of these things are things that we want to help teach the kids so that when they get into the situation of the recruitment process, especially the ones that's kind of like back against the wall and kind of fighting their way out, we want to get to them first so that we can try to help them get somewhere and let that trickle down and go and help out some other kids. Yeah, so that's the main idea. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in, man, to the official podcast hosted by your boy, Big Blair, aka C Blair. I said that backwards, but it's all good because I'm the same and we the same, and I'm the same, man. You did, man? All right, bro. So you already know, man. Till the next time, keep your ears to the streets. Keep your eyes on me. You feel me? Until the next time, man, we gonna grind 365. Let's get it.